Fear is ancient. It is the shadow behind every choice not made, every road not taken, every word left unspoken. But the Stoics understood something we often forget in the flood of anxiety and anticipation. What you fear most has already happened, not in the world outside, but in the minds of those who came before you, and they survived. Fear is not prophecy. It is memory, inherited, borrowed, imagined, and like all imagination, it can lie. Most of your fears, they are not real. They are stories, scenarios, mental rehearsals for pain that hasn't happened, and likely never will. Seneca, one of Stoicism's clearest voices, wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality," and how true it is. You fear rejection, so you never ask. You fear failure, so you never try. You fear being judged, so you keep quiet. But in protecting yourself from pain, you also block the possibility of life. The Stoic doesn't say, "Don't feel fear." The Stoic says, "Understand it, expose it, and then walk past it with steady steps." Because fear is smoke-thick, suffocating, but only if you stop moving. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something else matters more. And often, what matters more is truth.reality.clarity. Ask yourself, is this thing I fear actually happening? Or am I living in a movie inside my mind? Most of the time, the danger is fiction, but your body doesn't know the difference. It tenses, it sweats, it hesitates, all because of an invisible script you're acting out in silence. But what if you changed the script? Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, faced betrayal, war, plague, and personal grief. But even he wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. What we estimate, what we assume, what we imagine, that's where fear breeds. It's not life that scares us. It's the stories we tell about it. You imagine people laughing behind your back. You imagine losing your job. You imagine dying alone. But stop. Bring yourself back to this moment, this breath, this floor beneath your feet. Reality, right now, is almost always kinder than fear. The Stoic path is not made for heroes. It is made for the ordinary person facing an extraordinary mind, your own. And here's the twist. You're not the only one. Every fear you carry, someone else has felt it, sat with it, survived it, and continued anyway. The fear of not being enough. The fear of being too much. The fear of speaking up. The fear of never being heard. You are not alone in this storm, but you are the captain of your mind. And that's what Stoicism offers. Not escape, but anchoring. When fear rises, ask, where is the proof? Where is the danger? Now, in this moment. If it's not here, then why bow to it? The mind is a stage. Don't hand fear the lead role. Don't rehearse tragedies before the script is even written. Instead, speak like Epictetus. I will not fear death, for it is outside my control. I will not fear insult, for I do not depend on praise. I will not fear failure, for I can choose how to respond. The most powerful courage is not loud. It's quiet, private. It happens in the second you say, I see this fear, and I will not obey it. You will be afraid. Of course, You will. Fragile, shifting. The world is uncertain, but courage is not a shield. It's a compass. I will move forward. It says, even with fear. Let's be clear. Fear does serve a purpose. It warns us. It protects us. It keeps us alive. But when fear becomes a prison, when it stops us from living, then we must confront it. Not with denial, not with bravado, but with truth. Because truth is stronger than imagination. Truth says, you have already faced worse than this, and you're still here. Truth says, even if the worst happens, you will find a way. Truth says, you were not born to shrink. You were born to live wide awake. The Stoics knew this. A peaceful life does not come from perfect safety. It comes from inner strength. And inner strength is built every time you look fear in the eye and say, you may walk beside me, but you do not get to steer. Your fear is not unique. It is ancient. It has whispered to soldiers before battle, to mothers during childbirth, to dreamers with shaky hands. And still, the sword was lifted. The child was born. The dream was chased. So when fear whispers to you, know this, you are in noble company, but you must not stay in fear's embrace. Name the fear, question it, strip it of its costume, then decide, what is the next courageous step I can take? Maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's a boundary, maybe it's rest. Or maybe it's trying again. Whatever it is, let it be a step toward reality, not away from it. For all its messiness, because reality is the only place we can build a life. And fear is just a mirage. If this message brought you peace, share it. Someone else is battling a storm in their mind. Your courage might just light their way.